Greetings, my dear ones. My name is Victoria. And today, using magical channels, my deep intuition, and tarot cards, we are preparing detailed forecasts for each zodiac sign from March 16th to March 22nd. So Aries, overall, your week is going by, under a certain banner. There may be a lack of resources, a lack of time, a lack of energy. It's time for you to rethink or transform something in your life. Look, in your personal life, you're going through some kind of transitional stage, moving towards something new. So this is specifically a transition. Right during the week, you'll experience some kind of shift towards something else. In financial matters, by the way, you might have very active expenses, and a lot of them may come up suddenly and unexpectedly. And by the way, there could also be unexpected profits. As for your work, everything is looking quite positive and promising. There is also a strong sense of balance. You might offer support to a colleague, and maybe someone will support you, Taurus. General overview of the week. Work, finances, and personal life. But for you, this week is all about active struggle and on absolutely all fronts. Overall, the week is expected to be very turbulent. And if we look at work matters, there will be competition and unpleasant conversations. And possibly you will be compared to someone. There may be clarifying of relationships, yes, and even some not very honest or nice actions towards you. And when it comes to finances, there are also a lot of worries about money. Here, yes, and perhaps there really are very strong financial restrictions, a lack of money. But if there is anywhere you will feel completely calm, and I would even say a little bored, it will be in your personal life. In your personal life, you will feel a bit bored and even a little down. So what awaits Geminis during the week from March 16th to 22nd? Here is a brief general overview of the week. Work, finances, and personal life. Well, dear Geminis, it looks like you have a promising week ahead. I must say, I envy you. Looking at your work, we see both prospects and perhaps even some celebrations. Maybe you'll get together with someone or go somewhere. Here, everything feels very festive, very ceremonial, and even quite cheerful at work. In terms of finances, there are either some new beginnings or new hopes for making a profit, or perhaps you'll finally spend money on something you've wanted for a long time. And in your personal life, things are going well, but here there's a stage of some sort of control is highlighted here, yes, and activity. But it seems that, at least for Geminis, the week is actually expected to be quite good. So what awaits Cancers in the week from March 16th to 22nd? So the general overview of the week. Work, finances, personal life. Cancers, this week is actually about responsibility for you, about certain duties that you will take on. Something will be placed on your shoulders. If we look at work, by the way, it really correlates. At work, you might be assigned an independent project, without excessive supervision, or simply a great opportunity to show what you're capable of and, so to speak, feel on top of the world. As for finances, here things seem to get stuck, or there are some processes that stall. Financial matters will just hang in the air, get delayed, yes, or payments will simply be postponed or held up. Or, for example, you wanted to make some financial move or decision, and it will get stuck. You won't be able to carry it out. Regarding your personal life, actually, everything is wonderful and stable. I don't see any incidents in your personal life here for Cancers this week. So Leos, the week of March 16th to 22nd, general overview for Leos. Work, finances, and personal life. Listen, Leos, despite your weekly death card, things are actually looking very good. And I believe in last week's forecast, Leos also pulled the exact same death card. So again, some kind of changes are happening. Leos are still going through some kind of transformation. You're still experiencing a very important transformational period. At work, there's a creative process happening. It's necessary to engage your creativity, tap into your imagination, and create. When it comes to finances, you might expect either a shortage or simply worries about money. In other words, some concerns may arise. But in relationships, Leos have a wonderful balance here, harmony and support from your partner. So Virgos. Forecast for the week of March 16th to 22nd. General overview of the week. Your professional work and your daily personal life. And finances separately. Well, it's really like some kind of epic sign after sign. For our general overview, we have the death card coming up, Virgos. You're getting the same as everyone else. So things are rushing in, something new. The week is about new processes, about some changes. In other words, this week will definitely be different from all the others. The previous one brings you something new in work matters. Pay attention, there's a suspension of the situation here. It's possible that next week Virgos won't really be working, or issues will just sort of hang in the air, get stalled, and won't allow Virgos to fully complete all their work. In terms of finances for Virgos, look, there may be some new sources of income, or by the way, very active expenses with great potential, because the ace indicates a very high potential for spending. Moving on to their personal life. Personal life still continues to bring about some significant worries, deep-seated fears, and a very clear sense of dissatisfaction. Libra forecast for the week of March 16th to 22nd. Let's take a look. Here is a general overview of your week ahead. We will look at your professional work life, your financial money situation, and your personal relationships. So, my dear Libras, during the week, you will clearly experience some twists and turns, unexpected turns of events. That is, life may change, swinging one way and then the other. At work, the card here is quite stable, meaning that, everything is about teamwork, major projects, and long-term endeavors. There may be some prospects, or simply everything is going very well and feels stable. You will feel solid ground under your feet at work. In financial matters, there will be a strong desire, perhaps, to earn money, some material ambitions and major financial issues, possibly large purchases. And if you receive any kind of offer, please be careful with it. In your personal life, small disagreements and minor conflicts are expected here. In fact, I would even say a possible breakup because, yes, there is a very strong indicator of some kind of significant emotional separation. Well, at the very least, just cold, rather unpleasant conversations. Scorpio, weekly forecast for March 16th to 22nd. Overview of the week. The work, finances, and personal life. Scorpios have a good week ahead. The general overview of the week points to a sense of harmony, a feeling of support from loved ones, and pleasant events within the circle of family and friends. There is a sense of joy and emotional comfort here. At work, something new is coming your way. Maybe you are finishing up some project, or perhaps the conditions will change for you a bit, but these changes could be quite abrupt, let's put it that way. There are some uncertainties when it comes to finances. There are changes happening at work, and in financial matters, there may be hidden pitfalls. So whatever is being offered to you, please be attentive and cautious. And in your personal life, some kind of success or recognition awaits you. If you are single, someone might notice you. In other words, you will receive attention from those around you for your achievements and your merits. Sagittarius and the forecast for the week from March 16th to March 22nd. General overview of the week. Work, finances, personal life. Well, look, this week is really about finally feeling like you are getting some results, or rather, reaping the fruits of your efforts. In terms of work, by the way, there is something new here, a new offer, a new beginning. It might even be, something as simple as just a chance to prove yourself, and that's really great. And with the Ace of Wands, you really will show yourself in a cool way. And in financial matters, there will be either some important decision to make. It will be related to money, and it's actually quite significant, no exaggeration. There may be detailed conversations about your financial conditions or a need to carefully organize and manage your financial matters. And in your private and personal life, we're talking about deep warmth, genuine care, and some positive development in your relationship. Your relationship is becoming steadily more harmonious, more balanced, and more comfortable. There may be some family events happening here. Perhaps you might go to some social events together. Or simply strengthen your emotional bond. Capricorns. Weekly forecast for March 16th to 22nd. General overview of the week. Work. Finances. And personal life. Well, Capricorns, this is your week. It's about a situation where you'll need to be both cautious and attentive, but there may also be some hidden aspects, unspoken things, and a need to act more cleverly and thoughtfully. In work matters, there is a real opportunity to thrive here, a chance to show yourself, and an opportunity for growth and project development. In financial matters, the week looks quite stable for Capricorns. She speaks of material stability, the opportunity to enjoy the results of one's labor. But in personal life, there may be some kind of, active emotional dynamics. Because there can be a lot of impulsiveness, a lot of emotions, even some anger and even rage here. But by the way, it is not excluded. An active sex life can also be in this situation. Aquarius. Forecast for the week from March 16th to 22nd. Let's see. General characteristics of the week. Job. Finance. Personal life. And what about Aquarians? In general, the week is about working together with someone, about interaction, about discussing some issues with other people. There is an exchange of ideas, there is a joint effort. By the way, pay attention to the work-related issue. They are very closely connected. In terms of work, this is about learning, negotiations, discussing plans and ideas, and receiving new information. Regarding finances, the card shows that there are some prospects for the future, something like that. It's not that there are any great financial bonuses here, but there are prospects for the future. Some idea might be connected to future income. Something specifically about the future could be related to the financial aspect here. And in your personal life, the Knight of Swords appears, bringing some quick, maybe sudden decisions, emotional conversations, and discussions. Sometimes this card points to very frank conversations, and for some Aquarians, this meeting might just pass by, maybe a bit abruptly, not very pleasantly, let's put it that way. So, Pisces, the forecast for the week from March 16th to 22nd. The general characteristics of the week for Pisces. Work. Finances. And personal life. Well, Pisces, here's how your week looks. You have quite a tense week ahead with many tasks, a lot of responsibility, and many obligations. You'll have to carry far too much on your shoulders this week. At work, there may be some uncertainty. Here, it's like a choice without a choice. And as a rule, the Two of Swords indicates some kind of dead-end situation where you need to make an important decision, but it's almost impossible to do so. There is no really good way out. By the way, regarding financial matters, it indicates here that there could be pitfalls or deception. Maybe it's you yourself, by the way, who are up to something shady, let's put it that way. Well, here it's about a very strong material motivation, or in other words, where money plays a very big role. And there could also be some major expenses here. In general, any offers or any spending, think several times because the devil, certainly brings nothing good here. And schemes, including fraudulent ones. As for your personal life, it's the same story here. There are some uncertainties and inaccuracies here as well. And there may even be some small deceptions, hidden feelings of some kind. Something is definitely being hidden from you here, according to the moon card. You definitely don't know the whole situation 100%. But look, in the next forecast, you might find out about it next week.